Visit ignou.ac.in. Happy learning!
Hello and welcome learners. We are excited to tell you that Indira Gandhi National Open University has launched MSc Physics degree in Open and Distance Learning mode from July 2023. The degree is comparable with any MSc Physics degree offered by higher educational institutes across the country. Now let us look at the salient features of the program. The objective of the program is to impart high-quality education in physics, to equip the learners with core knowledge in physics, to provide adequate analytical and laboratory training for pursuing higher education or a career in physics research and development, to provide a focused insight into currently relevant branches of physics research through well-designed elective courses, to prepare students for higher studies in interdisciplinary areas. The minimum duration of the program is 2 years and maximum duration of the program is 4 years. The medium of instruction is English. The program has 4 semesters with a total of 72 credits. We have 17 core courses and 3 elective courses. The program has 2 admission cycles, July and January cycle. The registration is annual. The term and examination will be held after 1 year of your admission and every 6 months thereafter. The course material will be a blend of self-learning materials and open educational resources. The SLM or the course materials will be available for download on eGyan course and in print form. Now the eligibility criteria for the program are graduate with major or honors in physics, graduate with BSc degree including IGNOU BSc with physics and mathematics, graduate with a BSc degree of IGNOU or any recognized open university with a minimum of 32 credits of physics and mathematics as one of the subject. So if you are a science graduate who want to pursue a master's degree in physics and aspire to be a physics teacher at the high school, college or university level, if you aspire to be a researcher in frontier areas in physics leading to a PhD in physics or as a scientist in national laboratories or industry, if you want to attain professional growth through higher education, then this program is an excellent opportunity for you. For more information,
Namaskar, I am Satish Gaikwad from EGNOU. Today we will be discussing the research design. Research design is a very important component before starting research. Any researcher who is planning for the research must imbibe, inculcate and practice some of the research design methods before starting and after starting until the completion and submission of the report. So what is research design? It is in very simple terminology, research design is nothing but the plan to answer your research problem. If I talk in the layman's terminology, research design may be compared to the any construction of your building which you are coming across around you. What we'll do when we go for a construction of the house? First we have to identify the land, then the map of the building has to be planned. Accordingly, the design diagram has to be made. Based on the diagram and design, the foundation stone will be laid down. After that, as the design or diagram or whatever we call it as the map of that particular project is laid down, accordingly the masons or the engineer, they start the construction based on the design. Similarly, to address any research problem, there should be very meticulously planned strategy and research design required to address the problem. So, why this research design is required to plan a research? It is very important to understand this. The research design is a very critical component of the research which ensures to address the issues like it will reduce the inaccuracies in the research. Research design can help to reduce errors and bias and to minimize wasted time. It ensures reliability. When we are conducting the research, the component of the research should be reliable. Research cannot be done on the whims and fancies of a researcher. Whatever research problem is there, for that the researcher has to extensively do the literary review. So it maintains the reliability because of the research design. The research design also helps to test the hypothesis. Now, what is hypothesis? Hypothesis is a proposed idea of a researcher where the researcher is proposing to conclude something based on that idea. So when a researcher is proposing an idea, that idea has to be tested scientifically. Therefore, research design also helps to test the hypothesis, and it is a very important and integral component of the research design. Apart from this, integration of the components in the research are also important parts which a researcher has to take care. When the research flows from the proposal of the research problem to conclusion, the components must go in a journey of flow, concluding whatever hypothesis or research problem was proposed, that should reflect in each and every part of the research proposal till the conclusion. The research design also ensures the thorough investigation of a problem. How? When a researcher is proposing a particular topic, for example, if I say a general example we may witnessing in our daily life, smoking causes cancer. This is a topic everybody come across in life, daily life. This is also a research problem. We may consider it as a research problem. When it is said that smoking causes cancer, the causes of cancer due to smoking has to be thoroughly investigated through scientific methods. Now, what are the elements involved in the designing good research, bringing good research design? The research design must compose the purpose of statement. What is the purpose of that particular research? It has to be stated very clearly. The collection of data, how the data will be collected, what are the methods used to collect the data, how data will be maintained, and how data will be analyzed. These components has to be clearly spelled in a research design. Techniques for data analysis, all the techniques whatever the researcher is using, they must mention the techniques. Research methodologies, challenges of the research, prerequisite for the study, duration of the study, measurement of the analysis. These are all part of the research design. Before going to any research, a researcher must chalk out all these plans so that the research will move in a structured manner. Because when a research moves in a structured manners, then only whatever the problem was proposed, the researcher may achieve the outcome of the research accordingly. Now, we will look into the components involved in the research design. When we are talking about components, even as a layman or a common man, you may think that when you want to do a research, what are the components which may influence to design your research? It is a very important thing. The first and most important component may be worldviews. What are worldviews? Worldviews are around us. The worldviews are philosophical views, which may be assumptions that may influence a research, and the philosophical worldview assumptions may bring to the study through the strategic inquiry and methods. There are different types of worldviews which may influence a particular research design. Apart from the worldviews, the researcher may be also influenced to decide a particular topic or particular research problem. Maybe like the experience of the researcher may also influence the decision making, or the target audience group for which the researcher want to convey the research, it may also decide the topic of the research. Apart from this, maybe the researcher come across some of the experts like supervisors or some of the research committees where the research is having the integral part as a demand, where they may be guiding the researcher. So the very important thing is that whatever may be the influence, but the influence of worldview remains one of the integral part of the research design. There are different type of worldviews. We categorize them in different categories. Post-positivism is one of the kinds. Constructivism, transformative and pragmatism. These four type of worldviews are there. Post-positivism worldview is basically, it is related to the qualitative research. When we talk about qualitative research basically it is involved in the scientific investigation. This type of research is basically with the scientific investigation. Here post-positivism, it is inclined to the determination, reductionism, empirical observation and measurement, theory verification. How it is done? All these things are done in the scientific research by comparing different kind of variables. Now, what are the types of variables? There are two types of variables in scientific research. One is the dependent variable and another is independent variable. Now what is this dependent and independent variable? As I initially quoted a problem, general problem, as I said, smoking causes cancer. Now here smoking is independent, cancer is independent variable. Smoking is dependent, here cancer is dependent variable and smoking is independent variable, because smoking is causing cancer. So to have that disease, smoking is necessary. This is the influencer. The influencer is the independent variable and the problem of study which we have decided, that is the dependent variable. Constructivism, basically these type of studies which explore the understanding of the research on a particular problem, multiple participant meanings, social and historical construction, theory generation. These type of problems basically studied in the social science studies or psychological studies. Here the scientific studies, they are studied deductively, and social science studies, they are studied inductively. What is this inductive reasoning? Inductive reasoning is nothing but, you may be studying population. Population is studied under a particular set of natural environment. Whatever the results, the observations comes from this study. Yes, please.
सर गुड इवनिंग सर. सर मुझे MJMP-020 ये दोनों में डाउट है सर, कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, एक बार आप थोड़ा शॉर्टली बता देंगे सर.
I could not understand your question, please. Pardon, please.
सर मैं सेकेंड ईयर का स्टूडेंट हूँ सर, MAJMC का इग्नो
जी
सर. MJML जो प्रोजेक्ट है सर, उसमें डाउट है सर, MJML-022.
ठीक है, आपका डाउट क्या है, पूछिए.
सर इसको क्या करना सर? फर्स्ट जो टॉपिक्स आप कुछ आइडिया दे, एक टॉपिक लेके उससे पूरा 8 पिक्स का लिखना है सर, उसके बारे में लिखना है क्या सर हमें?
आप जर्नलिज्म के स्टूडेंट है, बताया ना आपने?
हाँ जी सर.
देखिए, अभी मैं जो बात कर रहा था उसमें वही मैं डिस्कस कर रहा था कि एक टॉपिक कैसे सेलेक्ट करते हैं. टॉपिक सेलेक्ट करने के कई सारे इन्फ्लुएंसेस हो सकते हैं. जैसे मैंने उसमें वर्ल्ड व्यू बोल रहा था, तो आप जहाँ पे भी है, वर्ल्ड व्यू ऐसा नहीं कि कोई बड़ी चीज़ है. आप एक टॉपिक आपके इर्द गिर्द आप सोच सकते हो. जर्नलिज्म में आप फील्ड में हो, जर्नलिज्म के फील्ड में ऑलरेडी हो, मास्टर्स के स्टूडेंट्स हो आप.
यस सर.
तो मास्टर्स में आपके इर्द गिर्द ऐसे लग रहा होगा कि जर्नलिज्म में कोई ऐसा टॉपिक है जिस पे मुझे लग रहा है कि इसमें मैं काम कर सकती हूँ. ऐसा कोई टॉपिक आपके मन में नहीं आ रहा है जो आपको इन्फ्लुएंस कर रहा है या स्टिमुलेट कर रहा है?
ओके सर.
जैसे मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल दे सकता हूँ. मैं जब भी न्यूज़ देखता हूँ तो मुझे हमेशा लगता है कि ये न्यूज़ जिस तरीके से बनाते हैं,
फेक न्यूज़,
उसमें एक एथिकल कंपोनेंट होना चाहिए.
ओके सर.
एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड न्यूज़ फॉर्मेट होना चाहिए. तो एक रिसर्च का टॉपिक हो सकता है एथिक्स इन द न्यूज़ एजेंसीज. एक मैं जनरली बात कर रहा हूँ, आप इसको अपने हिसाब से फॉर्मुलेट कर सकते हैं. जो क्वेश्चंस आपके मन में आ रहे हैं वही रिसर्च का टॉपिक बन सकता है. इस तरीके से आप अपना रिसर्च डिज़ाइन कर सकते हो. उसके अलावा आप अपने स्कूल में जो फैकल्टी के साथ आप कांटेक्ट में हो, आप उनको फ़ोन कर सकते हो, मिल सकते हो, बात कर सकते हो, डिस्कस करके आप टॉपिक को रिफाइन भी कर सकते हो, फाइनलाइज भी कर सकते हो.
सर मैं जो फैकल्टी का कॉल किया तो फिर नहीं कांटेक्ट हो नहीं पा रहा है सर.
आप कहाँ सिचुएटेड है?
सर
आप कहाँ रहते हैं?
सर सरोजनी नगर के पास सर, एम्स के पास सर।
अच्छा, दिल्ली में
तो
रहते हैं
मेरा
ना, तो
आज
आप
आज
अगर
दिल्ली में
सुनिए
ही
सुनिए
सर,
सुनिए, आप
में ही
दिल्ली
है
में
सर।
रहते हैं ना, तो आप एक काम कीजिए, आप
हाँ,
हेडक्वार्टर्स में आके स्कूल में विजिट कीजिए।
ओके
स्कूल में
सर।
आके विजिट करके फैकल्टी के साथ बैठ के डिस्कस कीजिए, तो वो भी आपको सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं एक टॉपिक लॉक करने में।
हाँ, मैदानगिरी में सर।
जी, मैदानगढ़ी में।
सर और एक टॉपिक देंगे, उसके ऊपर हम पूरा रिसर्च करेंगे, फिर उसमें फिर उनका कंसर्न उससे वो भी चाहिए सर, उनका सिग्नेचर, उनका गाइडेंस में लिखना है, वो सब लिखा हुआ उनका सिग्नेचर के साथ वो सब करना है सर, अटैच करना है सर, जरूरी है।
जी बिल्कुल ज़रूरी है। कोई रिसर्च किसी के गाइडेंस में आप करते हैं तो उनका सर्टिफिकेशन भी होना चाहिए, एक्नॉलेजमेंट भी
ओके
होना
सर,
चाहिए उसमें।
हमने जो लिख दिया वो लिख के फिर उनका सर्टिफिकेशन अटैच करके फिर उसको जमा
उसको जमा
करना
करना है,
है।
आपको जमा करना है, सबमिट करना है।
उसके बाद जो दूसरा MJMP-020 उसका सर प्रोसीजर।
प्रोसीजर सभी का सेम होता है। मैं आपको निवेदन करूंगा कि आप एक बार आके हेडक्वार्टर में अपने कंसर्न फैकल्टी से मिलिए, तो सारा क्लैरिफिकेशन आपको मिल जाएगा।
ओके सर, एक
जी।
और सर, एग्जाम कब तक होगा सर, प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम, आपका कुछ आइडिया है सर?
मैं रिसर्च डिज़ाइन पे बात कर रहा हूँ, तो रिसर्च डिज़ाइन के बारे में जो सवाल आपने पूछा था उसका जवाब मैंने दे दिया।
अच्छा सर,
ये
अच्छा
बाकी
सर,
सारे
ठीक।
डिटेल जो है इग्नू के वेबसाइट
हाँ,
में है। आप इग्नू का
ओके
वेबसाइट
ओके
देखिए, अगर उसमें क्लैरिटी नहीं मिल रहा है तो स्टूडेंट सर्विस सेंटर एक डेडिकेटेड सेंटर है, आप वहाँ पे बात कीजिए।
ओके ओके सर, इतना डिटेल्स देने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद
थैंक
सर।
यू, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर।
हम वापस अपने टॉपिक पे आते हैं। जैसे अभी स्टूडेंट पूछ रहे थे कि रिसर्च टॉपिक कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं, तो उसमें एक कंपोनेंट अभी हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, वर्ल्ड व्यू। वर्ल्ड व्यू में 4 अलग तरीके हैं, मैंने बताया, जिसमें क्वांटिटेटिव और क्वालिटेटिव या मिक्स्ड रिसर्च भी हम कर सकते हैं। उन चीज़ों को हम अभी डिटेल में देखेंगे। सो व्हाट आर द ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव मेथड्स, what kind of research it is? The transformative research, it is influenced by the political decisions. It relates to the power, justice oriented and collaborative or change oriented research. What it means? Maybe there is a particular law which is enforced by the government, but in that law, maybe this is only an example that maybe a marginalized section, it is getting deprived by the benefits of that law. Now such type of worldview, it requires a research to establish that particular amendments are required in that type of law. And pragmatism, here consequences of action, problem centered, pluralistic, real world practices oriented, these kind of components are involved in this type of research, where any consequences is leading to particular action and influence, which may be having a particular influence on the population in a particular area. Whether that action is leading to a positive change or that action requires some changes, that kind of view can be brought by this type of studies. Here we will have a look on the framework of the research, how these things are getting integrated to bring out a research design in positive way. As I said, there are 3 types of research approaches: qualitative, quantitative and mixed method. Qualitative, basically experimental or survey based research, and qualitative, the research where a particular idea of the research is generalized for the entire population. That is the quantitative and inductive research. And mixed method research, where the qualitative and quantitative, both the methods may be supporting each other to conclude a research outcome, But these type of all researchers, before beginning the research problem, they may be influenced by the philosophical worldviews, because philosophical worldviews, they give the input for the design of a particular problem. And when you get that design, you will work on that design, or you will work on that particular problem by questioning the aspects of the problem, by collecting the data, analyzing data, interpretation and validation. Now we will see in detail what are the these three methods of research strategies. These are basically strategies which I already talked: quantitative, qualitative and mixed methods. As I said, quantitative method, it is basically a experimental design. Here a researcher is conducting experiment. The best example, as I quoted, smoking causes cancer. When we are saying smoking, here there are two variables where population which is suffering from the cancer due to the smoking may be selected for the study. This is one variable, and another variable may be a control group where there is no smoking and there are no cancer symptoms. Or maybe there may be research on a particular drug. The drug, for example, if we generally talk about a patient may be suffering from a pain. Pain is here a research problem, and another component may be a drug which may be giving relief in the pain. So here the two variables may be selected, or a research group may have a sample where control is also there. One group may be given the particular drug, and another group may be tested without giving the drug. The parameters of the both the population may be recorded, analyzed, and then based on the analysis, data analysis by the statistical methods, the research outcome may be derived. So this type of research is basically quantitative research. If there is experiment is not involved, which is we call as non-experimental designs, such type of researchers are basically survey researchers. In survey research, what the researcher do, they will make a questionnaire, they will design a tool to get the inputs from the particular population. Maybe same as I said, the patient suffering from cancer due to smoking, the researcher may be taking the inputs from such type of participants, or maybe some other, as I mentioned, pain. There they may explicitly use a tool to get the information or data from the participants. That is called as survey method. And another is longitudinal design, where the correlation of particular research problem and data will be done, and based on the correlation the outcome may be reported. Apart from this, the qualitative research, which is basically done in the social sciences, psychology or humanities, there are different types of qualitative methods. One is the narrative one. When I said it is narrative research means basically it may be focusing on the life of a particular person, and the experience of that particular person in his life or her life may be recorded, and it may also be correlated with the experiences of the researcher and may be reported. It is a kind of qualitative research. Apart from this, qualitative research may also comprise the phenomenology, where lived experience of the individuals about a phenomena are reported. A grounded theory, where the abstract theory is grounded in the experience of the participants, which may be observed by the researcher. Ethnographical research ethnographical research is nothing but a research on a population. We are here studying a population in a particular natural set. We may be studying the behavior of that population. We may be studying the language of the populations and other problems. Case studies, basically case studies are nothing but we are here our research problem is a set of case. It may be any issue, any problem where we want to have a research. Apart from this, as I said, now the recent development is after 19th century, the researcher, they started doing the qualitative, quantitative, both the research type. They are using both the designs to bring a outcome of a research where the qualitative method may be supporting the outcome of quantitative method, or quantitative method may be supporting the outcome of the qualitative method. That is a mixed method where both the techniques are used. Convergent method where the results are defended by mixing both the outcomes of qualitative or quantitative results. Explanatory sequential where the results are explained, the quantitative results are explained supporting the outcome of the qualitative discussions or questionings. Complex design with embedded core design where collecting qualitative data after the outcome of quantitative research to explain the quantitative outcome is used. Research methods, as we already discussed, three types of research methods: quantitative method, mixed method and qualitative method. These three methods, two methods basically, qualitative method and quantitative methods are not quite different methods. They are similar in the approaches. The outcome may be similar, but however, one is experiment based and one is observatory based. Now we may go for the qualitative and quantitative methods of the approaches. What are the approaches involved in the qualitative and quantitative research? There are various approaches. As I said, when it is an experiment, there may be a study on the variables, it may be survey. However, when we go for the qualitative method, a theory or any worldview may be studied based on the proposed influence on particular population. Or mixed method where we may be including the scientific design, we may be testing any worldview based on the scientific experimentation, but however we may be supporting it with the qualitative research design. Come to the review of literature. When we talk about research design, review of literature is a very important component. It starts before deciding a research problem. Research problem, what is research problem? As I said, it is a topic of interest. As I gave example also, as I said, smoking causes cancer. It may be anything, any topic of interest on which a researcher want to study. Prior going to the research topic, selecting a research topic, the researcher has to extensively do his or her literature review properly. There are so many literature review tools, ERIC, PubMed and so many other tools are there, and a very common research tool currently the researcher are using Google Scholar. Library is also another source of research review where you can go and search the literature. First and most, we have to analyze in the literature available that a kind of area of interest which we are thinking what kind of reports are there or what kind of research is reported in and around the literature. Whether the particular topic is already researched by any other researcher, whether whatever idea is generated, that idea is required to be refined, and whether that idea will serve the purpose to the population, and what are the various methods the researcher already used. All those things we may get at ease through the review of literature. Review of literature will help you in locking a particular problem of research to a researcher through the views of other researchers. So it is very important that before going for locking any topic or searching any topic, you must have keywords in your mind, and with those keywords you may go for the searching of the literature, and you may collect the relevant literature. You have to thoroughly examine all those literatures to lock your topic. This is one thing where review of literature is helping you in the initial stage, but after that you have to go for the review of literature for the comparison of your views. It may be scientific view or it may be social study, qualitative study or mixed method study, where researcher may be having a particular set of outcomes with him or her, and there may be reports in the research articles. They have to correlate with the experience of the researcher, outcome available with the researcher, and already reported research. After comparison, they have to substantiate their views that how their research is beneficial, and XYZ research, when it said that XYZ outcome influenced a particular research, how the current researcher's outcome is substantiating that particular research, or maybe it is nullifying the outcomes of that research, how and why may be addressed in comparison to the existing literature in particular research area. Apart from this, the review of literature also helps to defend the outcome of the research. The outcome of the research may be supporting the other literature, and the outcome of the research may be nullifying the other researchers based on the true facts of the research. Therefore, a review of literature is a very important component which a researcher has to meticulously go through. The use of literature is important, review of literature, both in qualitative and quantitative methods. As I said, in qualitative methods, the researcher may be discussing, but here the major difference is when we talk about qualitative research. In qualitative research, the review of literature, it comes in the beginning. You may be writing an introduction. The introduction also must be with supporting the reported research, or you may be supporting your topic, or you may be giving an exploration to the audience that how the worldview is there, how the particular topic has been researched by so many researchers and particular idea is reported, and further how currently this researcher is exploring that topic. So all this overview in the quantitative research, it is given in the initial stage itself. However, it is not a hard and fast rule. The review of literature may be used in supporting the outcome and conclusions of the research. However, in the case of qualitative research, when I am saying qualitative research, I mean to say that the research related to social sciences or psychologies or humanities, there the review of literature usually flow through the discussion of the research proposal. Then how this research review of literature researcher may organize it. When you are going for the review of literature, when you are having a set of research article, you must map the review of literature. This is called as literature mapping. To be explicit or to be precise, I have already shared a slide here, whether it is clear or not. Here what it is going to be depicted is that whatever research papers you are having with you, for example, a research paper may be helping you in developing or building your introduction. You just map it, name of the researcher, title of the paper, and write it is for the introduction. Make a tree or flowchart of all this mapping. Then you are having another paper which may be helping you to support your methodologies, research methodology. There you just map it that so and so paper is helping like this, and further the other paper may be helping you in concluding your research. So map it accordingly, make a flowchart. When you will be having this flowchart in front of you, it will be very easy to go to where to go while referring that particular literature. So literature mapping is a very important component which may help you in designing, organizing, and systematically revisiting that paper and reporting it in your research appropriately. Now, as I already said, whatever review of literature you have done, that review of literature has to be systematically placed in your research proposal. What are the kind of literature which you will place in the introduction or the main body of your research, or structured research in the case of qualitative research, where the review of literature may be part of the methodology, part of the research outcome. Accordingly, it has to be placed in your research gaps you may be reporting in your review of the literature. Review of the literature may also be placed in the separate sections. This is giving the advantage of approach clearly separates the theory from the other components of the research process, and it enables a reader to better identify and to understand the theory base for the study. There are disadvantages also, but we are not talking about disadvantages here because review of literature is very important component of the research. Therefore, it is a must component. What are the deductive approaches typically used in quantitative research? In deductive research, a researcher tests varieties of theories. Varieties of theories are tested. How it is tested? Maybe a theory is saying that this particular thing is influencing this particular action. So that particular aspect, variable, component has to be tested through experiments, and whatever experimental outcome is coming, that experimental outcome has to be numerically recorded. After recording, analysis will be done, and when analysis will be done, whatever outcome, that outcome has to be defended through various by comparing various theories. Which may support the initial stage of the research. Simple hypothesis, we are only comparing two types of variables. But in complex hypothesis, we may be comparing more than two types of the variables, and especially if you want to talk about another variable, there is a null hypothesis. Null hypothesis, when you conduct a research by proposing a particular problem, but when your results comes, your result may be not supporting that particular problem you proposed earlier with a particular objective, saying that this may be the outcome. You are proposing a theory, you are proposing a hypothesis, where you are saying that, for example, if you take anything that, as I said, smoking causes stomach pain, but when you conduct the research, when you induct the population for smoking and you take the data from them, parameters, whatever parameters when you are analyzing it, it is not the cause of the stomach pain. Here, this result is nullifying your theorem. So, why I am emphasizing on null theorem, null hypothesis? Because you must be clear before going to research what kind of hypothesis you are going to use, and it is such, if your outcome is not supporting your hypothesis, then you have to justify. The research is based on the justification. You have to justify the results because of X, Y, Z influence on that particular population. We are also having audiences with us. If our audiences having any questions on this particular topic, whatever we have covered, you may ask the questions.
Hello sir, I am Vikas Kumar sir. I am research scholar in the Department of Political Science, IGNOU. Sir, my problem is that when during the process of research, how to prepare the tools? That is the one question, sir. And another question is, sir, what is the importance of pilot study in the research? Should we always go for pilot study before the research, or it is not that much mandatory?
Okay, you posed two questions. One is about the tools of the research, and that is basically you are asking how to design a tool.
Yes.
So before designing a tool, maybe I have shared a slide, you may be not able to visualize it. There are some of the components which, for example, what is the purpose of your survey? If you are going for a survey, as you are talking about tools, you may be going for a survey, or you may be having questionnaire in your research design. As I understand, basically your research is a qualitative research.
Yes sir, it depends both qualitative and quantitative. Yes sir.
What are the tools you are planning to?
I am preparing for questionnaires, interviews, personal interviews.
Interviews and collecting a data in the written form, both can be done through questionnaires.
Yes sir.
Okay. The design of the questionnaire is basically, there may be, you have to search that there may be some standard theories already proposed for particular questionnaire, design of the questionnaires. First and most, you have to search that is there any such kind of already proposed design of the survey or questionnaire. Number two, what kind of survey you are going to do. When you are having a set of survey, for example, I just give you an example. I am saying that I want, so when this is your research topic, then you must be knowing the component of that particular, then you have to do the field study also. Apart from that, when you just moderate these questions through the views of the experts. You are having supervisor, you are having the members of the doctoral research committee, you may go and discuss with them. And apart from that, again I come to stress upon that literature review, a very important component which may use to get clear idea of a particular questionnaire formation method.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Hello, sir. My name is Rakhi Sharma. I am doing PhD in Commerce Discipline. सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि एक गुड रिसर्च डिज़ाइन जब हम बनाते हैं तो सर जो डाटा होना चाहिए वो रिलायबल होना चाहिए फॉर कलेक्शन, प्राइमरी कलेक्शन जब हम डाटा करते हैं तो सर रिलायबिलिटी कैसे चेक करेंगे?
जी, it is a good question. When you say data,
yes,
first of all you must know what kind of data.
प्राइमरी डाटा.
Primary data. What is the primary and secondary data?
सर प्राइमरी डाटा जो हम फील्ड पर जाकर कलेक्ट करते हैं एंड सेकेंडरी डाटा जो वेबसाइट पर.
Primary data is a data which you yourself collecting tools, maybe like population survey which government of India does, or the data presented in the survey of higher education. These type of data are secondary data. And now you are talking about the reliability of the data.
Yes.
See, this is the part of the research design. What is your particular area on which you want to collect the data?
Accounting.
You want to collect the data of the accountants.
Yes.
And what are the problem areas you have chalked out in your research? Maybe you may be having one or two objectives.
Yes.
Accountant is a very broad term.
Like
Software.
yes.
So before going for collecting the data on that particular topic, again, as I said, literature review is very important component. You have to do the literature review, and there you can come across what kind of data on that the people are studying. Then you have to search for their softwares and what are the component of their softwares and what are the profiles of the accountants, what kind of actions they are doing in their daily research, their work profile. All those things you have to first analyze.
Okay.
There only you will get the hints of reliable data. What kind of data and where from reliably you have to decide. For example, as you are saying, your first contact is accountants.
Right.
So these are the reliable data where you can ensure that these are the